Hey, so I've been out of it for a minute, didn't drop any new reviews last week. I'm sorry about that, but it's because I've been fighting the flu. And if I sound like I'm holding my nostrils, I promise it's not it's not on purpose. It's still a little bit congested here. But anyway, I wanted to talk about three movies and I'm going to start with this one first. Blue Beetle. I got to see it this weekend, and oh my gosh, I am so happy. I was so worried for this movie, guys, really, because the trailer it looked good, but these things they can be deceptive. And this movie, of course, it marks the first of DC's second chance at making live action movies that people actually won't completely detest. By that I mean this is the first movie launching the James Gunn side of the DC live action movies. Um, we know there's been a lot of shakeup of late. We don't know what to expect, but with somebody like James Gunn behind the wheel, I'm really hopeful. And I was hopeful going in to see this. And I'm happy I was hopeful because it turned out so good. First of all, I didn't know how this movie would look. Like normally you think, okay, this is this big blockbuster movies, it's gonna look good. But the last few, both Marvel and DC superhero movies have been so janky in terms of the CG, the special effects. I absolutely loved how this movie looked. Maybe because blue is my favorite color, I don't know. But this movie looked so good, especially his costume reveal, which I'm not giving away because it was in the trailer, the transformation, I should say. I haven't been that excited about a scene like that since probably the first Iron Man all the way back in 2008. Everything about this movie worked for me, guys. I feel like one of the things, first of all, the stakes, as they may have been high, but they weren't world ending. This is very much one hero's story. And I love that. I love getting back to that. It was what had drawn me into the first Shazam as well. I feel like when they do these stories where it's focused mainly on this one person, yes, it's an origin story. Yes, there are certain beats that are going to be retread, but it gives us time to, it doesn't have to be this exhausting movie going experience. You know what I mean? It's just one person's dilemma. And in this case, it's one family's, because this movie definitely, there's so much emphasis put on family. There's also emphasis put on what it's like to be a family, an immigrant family living in the US. The movie has that type of allegory in the background, but it doesn't feel like it's beating you over the head with it. At least I didn't feel that at all. I loved each and every member of this family. And you definitely feel a sense of fear for them when they're in danger because every person in this movie shined in their role. I felt like everybody, in terms of the family, Jaime Reyes' family, I feel like each and every one of them gave us a character that you would like to varying degrees, but you're gonna like. The action, it's kind of what you would expect, but at the same time, I feel like the Beetle, it's such a fun character to watch. It's kind of like Power Ranger meet a horror movie, like The Thing. It could be creepy, but it's also really cool. Like I said, I think the effects worked really well. I think this movie overall looks so good. I could forgive the the tropey stuff, because yeah, it's an origin story. It's going to hit certain beats. You're gonna get the Mirrorverse character, villain character that they fight. But here's the thing, that's how comic books are too. I mean, every comic book, for every hero, there is a mirror version villain to them. Yes, you don't need to always do that, but I feel like that worked really well here, especially how that villain is handled overall. He works really well, and he's just one of the villains. We have Susan Sarandon, of all people, just nailing it as a despicable type of character that you can't wait to see get her comeuppance. The movie's also really funny. It's got a lot of heart to it. And again, it's this, how do I put it? It's this personal story I feel being told. It's the story of this family, of their journey, of their struggle. These are people who know what it is to fight against, and that shows not just in the character of Jaime Reyes, aka Blue Beetle, It's a story a lot of people can relate to, and I feel that's where it's gonna connect with people. um George Lopez, he was funny. I don't know, maybe his brand of humor might not be for you. I absolutely love him, and I thought he was hilarious here. I loved Nana. I don't know the actress's name, forgive me, but she was awesome as well. And the movie did not overstay its welcome at 127 minutes. That's another issue I kind of have with movies of late. I find a lot of them, they run too long. I mean, if your movie deservedly runs that long, if you never feel the weight of that time, awesome. But not every movie needs to be 2.5 to 3 hours long. I was very happy. This is a tight, well paced movie. And as you guys can tell, I don't have much to complain about here. Is it your standard superhero movie? Yeah, pretty much it is. But is it a well written, well acted, entertaining movie with a likable cast of characters? And does it leave you wanting to see these characters again? My answer is yes, absolutely. I feel like this is the right direction for DC to go in. I don't think everything has to be connected in that way. Take your time, build these characters into characters we love spending time with. And if every once in a while you want to do something world ending, universe ending, fine, have at it. Not every movie has to have those stakes. This one didn't, and I had a blast with it. And I definitely recommend checking it out if these type of movies are your bag.